How far are you willing to go for God? John 3:16 is easily one of the most quoted verses in the Bible, and it reads as follows: For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I feel that far too often we gloss over this verse without really giving it much of a thought. Oh, that's great. God gave his only Son for us. How gracious. But do we ever really take time to think about how big of a sacrifice that really is? I'd like us to try and put ourselves into the shoes of Abraham, who for decades wanted a son of his own and was finally provided one by God. But in Genesis chapter 22, verse 2, reads as follows: And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son, Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee unto the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. Now, that's pretty intense. Let's not skip it over. That's pretty intense. Imagine that. God tells you to offer your only son, who you've wanted for so long, up as a burnt offering. Now, that all is fairly crazy, but the story has a good ending. Abraham was stopped right before he was about to slay his own son with a knife by an angel sent by God, and was told that now God knows that he is feared by Abraham. Now, that really tells us something. Now, sometimes we like to forget that God is meant to be put before everyone and everything. Your father, your mother, your son, your daughter, your wife, everybody. And that's a hard pill to swallow. Think about the people that you love the most, God goes above them in every aspect. At every question, every turn of life, God comes first. And that is really hard to deal with. But it's what we're called to do. Jesus had to be put in a state where God himself could not even look at his only son. Think about that. To cover for our sins, Jesus had to be put in a state of such sinfulness that God could not bear to look or be upon him. That is remarkably deep. God sacrificed so much for us. So today I want you to think about, what are you willing to sacrifice for God? And if that list is short, you got some thinking to do.